TBC News, our top stories tonight. Italy expresses readiness to take Tanzania-Italy ties to new heights.
We have very strong ties, and the presence also very positive and constructive, both at the bilateral level, but also we work a lot, very well with Tanzania, also within the international organizations.
Africa continues to fascinate, defies the odds.
This is an up-and-coming country. It's a growing population. The labor force that you have here is true. I did not know that. I mean, Tanzania, people in Ukraine think it's just an African. Tanzania is twice the size of Ukraine when it comes to the population.
Good evening, I am Kanki Mwegomole. You can also follow us live via our YouTube channel, TBC Online, and also get all the latest news through our Instagram, Facebook, and X pages at TBC Online. The Italian ambassador to Tanzania, Giuseppe Coppola, says that the bilateral ties between Italy and Tanzania, spanning more than 6 decades, are not only deep-rooted, but also have consistently borne fruits, both economically and culturally. From trade and development cooperation to tourism and cultural diplomacy, these relations have created bridges of opportunity and mutual growth between the two nations. Speaking in an exclusive interview with my colleague Faith Angaga, Ambassador Coppola further explained that Tanzania has been included in the list of priority countries under the Mattei Plan, an initiative launched in 2024 by the Italian government to strengthen cooperation in African countries through strategic investments in energy, agriculture, and infrastructure.
We recognized Tanzania's independence right at the beginning, on the very first day of the independence of Tanganyika on the 9th of December in 1961. And just a few days ago, actually, we celebrated the 60th anniversary of the first bilateral agreement on technical and economic cooperation that was signed here in Dar es Salaam on the 4th of August in 1965. So that means really just after a few years, shortly after the independence, we had this bilateral agreement that really was a very important framework to build and construct and strengthen relations in many sectors. So, as I said, we have very strong ties, and the presence also very positive and constructive, both at the bilateral level, but also we work a lot, very well with Tanzania, also within the international organizations. So, for example, within the European Union, of course, which is crucial for us as member states of the European Union, that has a very strong collaboration also with Tanzania, but also within the United Nations. So at the multilateral level also we have very strong ties and very positive collaboration.
What would you say currently are the main priorities of Italy's diplomatic mission here in Tanzania?
First of all, we're here to work with the Tanzanian institutions. So, of course, we represent the Italian government, the Italian institution, the Italian state. And we are here to work and make sure that the institution-to-institution work is done in the most effective way and the most positive and constructive way. So, and that's, I think there are lots of initiatives in this regard, because the Italian government really believes a lot in Tanzania and is really doing as much as possible to support and to support the socio-economic development of the country. Tanzania has been included in the list of priority countries of the Mattei Plan last year. And the Mattei Plan is a very, this year actually, in January, is a very ambitious plan that has been launched by the Italian government last year to support partnership programs and activities with African countries. So Tanzania is one of the priority countries, and we're working on very interesting and concrete projects in this framework. We're also working a lot on the economic diplomacy side. I think that both Tanzania and Italy have a common interest to support the private sector and to support companies working in different sectors. So as an embassy, of course, we're really very much interested in supporting this kind of activities. Also appreciating the efforts that are being done by the Tanzanian government to facilitate and to promote the private sector and to open the country also to investments. And we've seen some very positive improvements and some very positive changes in the last years and reforms. So we look forward also to continuing working in this regard.
Africa continues to prove to be the continent of great prospects and optimism, defying the odds, and considered a continent with promising economic outlook and growth projected to accelerate in the coming years despite global economic uncertainties. Kyiv-based American-Ukrainian journalist Peter Zalmayev is on a 4-year worldwide tour, which includes visiting over 40 countries in Africa, and is amongst millions attracted with Africa's sanguinity, defying misconceptions and stereotypes about the continent.
Coming to Africa, first of all, was like a scary experience for me. I had been told that, you have to be careful. Crossing borders by land is very risky. Border guards are corrupt. They will be soliciting bribes, demanding bribes from you. You may be kidnapped. And I will tell you that it's been very rewarding to break those stereotypes and misconception for myself. None of that has happened. And I've been to some places like Malawi, Lesotho. I've made about 15 border crossings, and nowhere has anyone solicited a bribe. And never have I ever felt a moment of insecurity. I want this story to go out, and when I leave Tanzania, when I leave Africa, I want people to know.
He furthermore expresses his optimism for the continent's and Tanzania's brighter future.
This is a powerhouse. This is another African tiger. I mean, the only other country that's sort of close to what I see here is South Africa. South Africa is huge, and you have Johannesburg, Cape Town, and the sort of high rises you see in Dar es Salaam tell me that this is an up-and-coming country. It's a growing population. The labor force that you have here is I did not know that. I mean, Tanzania, people in Ukraine think it's just an African. Tanzania is twice the size of Ukraine when it comes to the population. Our population is probably 30 after the war. People have left, etc. You have 60 million people. My gosh, this is like a huge shock when I learned about this. You have all the future ahead of you. In my honest opinion and my hope.
Africa remains a fast-growing continent with an exponential increase in industries, agriculture, mines, and other developmental activities, with the need for it to shape its narratives, counter biased portrayals, and celebrate its diverse cultures and achievements. Kyiv-based American-Ukrainian journalist Peter Zalmayev is on a 40-country tour in Africa, seeking the continent's intervention to end the Russia-Ukraine conflict. In other news, the government has spent more than 10 billion shillings to complete the construction of the twin buildings at the Mbeya Referral Regional Hospital. The buildings include surgical ward and private ward. The chief physician of the Mbeya Regional Referral Hospital, Dr. Abdallah Mbaga, says the construction project of the buildings has been underway since the year 2020 and is now 100% complete. Here's a story by Hosea Cheo, read by Faida Ngaga.
It is a continuation of the implementation of health projects in the country carried out by the government in the Mbeya region. The construction project of twin building at Mbeya Regional Referral Hospital has been completed.
Huduma za upasuaji kwenye majengo haya zimeanza.
Surgical services in these buildings have begun. In total, this project has cost more than 7.5 billion until completion.
Mbali na bilioni 7.5 zilizotengenezwa katika kuweka majengo haya.
Apart from the 7.5 billion that was spent, an additional 3 billion has been allocated for modern equipment, including a new X-ray and a CT scan. In a total, the government has invested over 10 billion.
The construction project of the buildings at the Mbeya Regional Referral Hospital as part of the health sector transformation has delighted many and expected to improve healthcare services in the region.
Kabla ya kupata jengo hili la huduma za upasuaji.
Before the construction of this building, the situation here was very tough. We were forced to transport patients from here to the regional Hospital and other hospitals.
Sasa jengo hili kupitia Mheshimiwa Rais tumepata jengo jipya la upasuaji.
We currently have a new buildings for surgical services, and all the patients that need operations are attended here.
Strong health systems contribute to greater economic security, ensure social equity by providing essential access to care for all, and build stronger communities by supporting healthy individuals and families. Today, Mbeya Regional Referral Hospital experiences the much-awaited transformation, improving healthcare sector quality in the region.
The Chief of Medical Services of the Tanzanian People's Defense Forces, Major General Amri Mwami, has described the visit of a Russian naval training ship to Dar es Salaam as a significant step in strengthening defense relations. The vessel docked with Russian Navy cadet on board, while 15 Tanzanian Navy cadets returned home after completing a 2-month sailing program in Russia. Robert Stephen reports.
The visit of the Russian training ship has injected fresh energy into Tanzania-Russia military cooperation. Major General Amri Mwami says the visit reflects a shared commitment to enhancing military capabilities, deepening defense ties, and promoting regional security.
With a great pride and enthusiasm that I welcome the Russian naval ship to the port of Dar es Salaam. Today's visit marks a significant milestone in the ongoing partnership and cooperation between the United Republic of Tanzania and the Russian Federation. The presence of Russian naval ship for training purposes demonstrates our shared commitment to enhancing our maritime capabilities, fostering strong military ties, and promoting regional stability.
Russian Ambassador to Tanzania, Honorable Andriy Avitsin, emphasizes that the partnership goes beyond defense, extending to trade, investment, and economic cooperation, in line with President Samia Suluhu Hassan's agenda of economic diplomacy.
Our friendship between our two countries is going back to the beginning of the 60s, even before, when Mwalimu Nyerere led the struggle of Tanzanians for their independence. The Soviet Union then supported this struggle for liberation. And since then, for years and years, decades and decades, we've been very close together, and we are expanding our relations further, not only in political area, but in trade, economic, and investment areas.
15 Tanzania cadets joined the training voyage in Russia, where they acquired crucial operation skills. Officer Cadet Jackson Shumbusho says the experience was eye-opening, including learning to navigate by astronomy in the event of the system failure.
Mimi nimehusika zaidi katika kitengo cha unajimu.
On this voyage, I was mainly involved in the investigation unit. Navigation is one of the oldest methods that was traditionally used to determine a ship's location. And it was this method that helped Vasco da Gama find the sea routes to India. So, when you are at the sea and face challenges such as loss of internet connection or not knowing your exact position, these traditional techniques are the ones that came into use.
At the present, more than 350 Tanzania soldiers are undergoing training in Russia. The docking of the Russian naval training ship in Dar es Salaam not only marks a milestone in defense cooperation, but also signal the deepening of a long-term strategic partnership between Tanzania and Russia. Ryoba Steven, TBC News.
The Chinese community in Tanzania recently commemorated the 80th anniversary of the victory in the Chinese People's War of Resistance against Japanese aggression and the World Anti-Fascist War. The event was held at the National Museum of Tanzania in Dar es Salaam and was hosted by the Chinese Embassy in Tanzania. Speaking to TBC News during the ceremony, the Tanzanian Minister of Natural Resources and Tourism, Pindi Chana, insisted that the commemoration serves as a powerful reminder of the courage and unity that prevailed in the face of oppression, and expressing gratitude to the Chinese government and people for the continued contributions to global peace and development.
The commemoration of the 80th anniversary of the victory of the Chinese People's War of Resistance against the World Anti-Fascist War and the restoration of Taiwan to China is not merely a marker of history, it is a reminder of the resilience, courage, and unity of the people in the face of oppression.
On the other hand, the Chinese ambassador to Tanzania, Sheng Mijang, says the commemoration offers a poignant reflection on the sacrifices made during the wartime and enduring pursuit of peace.
Of the Chinese People's War of resistance against the Japanese aggression that brought Taiwan back to China. Taiwan's recovery is a significant achievement of the victory of the war. Forged through the boundless struggles and sacrifices of all Chinese people, including those in Taiwan, and formed an important part of the post-World War II international order.
Meanwhile, the Secretary General of Tanzania China Friendship Promotion Association, Joseph Kahama, says China's relationship with Tanzania has a long history spanning back to the independence of Tanganyika and Zanzibar in the early 1960s.
In the most unique and deep fashion. They've been with us offering scholarships to Tanzanians. They've played a great role in terms of education. We've got scholarships among Tanzanian students going to China, studying higher education. There are around 2,500 Tanzanians studying in China every year on scholarship. So that's a great relationship. But this relationship has transformed.
In related news, Pakistan's High Commissioner to Tanzania, Siraji Ahmed Khan, says his country is keen to deepen Tanzania-Pakistan ties with the plan to raise bilateral trade to over $400 million from the current $301 million in the near future. He made the remarks during the celebrations to mark Pakistan's 79th independence anniversary in Dar es Salaam, insisting on the two countries venturing into new areas in trade and innovation for the mutual benefit.
It is the 79th Independence Day of Pakistan. It's actually celebrated on 14th August. So 14th August 1947 is the day Pakistan became an independent state. So it is a very important day for us, a historical day, when we got a free country. And every year, the Pakistani community, especially the Welfare Association of Pakistan, they celebrate this day with traditional zeal and fervor. All the Pakistani community here, they come here and celebrate it.
Furthermore, the High Commissioner insists that the two countries are currently cooperating in various areas, including trade, investment, education, capacity building, defense, regional security, among others, working to further strengthen ties in pharmaceutical and other areas of mutual interests.
Such as trade, investment, education, capacity building, defense, regional security, etc. We are also cooperating in agriculture. We also plan to enhance our cooperation in IT. Last year we started exporting mobile phones. Pakistani company Digit, they had an agreement with Vodacom. So this is an area, IT, where we can further improve our cooperation. Agriculture, as I said, is another area. Pharmaceuticals is another area.
Women's participation in Tanzania's politics continues to make a remarkable progress year after year. The quest for top leadership positions, including the presidency and vice presidency, grown steadily from one general election to the next. Caroline Maleo reports.
From Africa's liberation struggles to the fight for independence, women's names have always inspired hope in politics. Figures such as Lucy Lamek, Bibi Titi Mohammed, and Mwami Tere Santare stood tall during the freedom struggle. Later on, the leadership torch was carried forward by Julie Manning, Thabisa Siwale, Gertrude Mongela, Anna Makinda, Anna Abdallah, and others. It went forth until the peak of that journey with Samia Suluhu Hassan becoming Tanzania's first female president. The 2020 general elections painted a new picture of women in politics, as female aspirants stepped forward for the highest office positions. That year, 2 women, including Queen Sendiga from Alliance for Democratic Change and Cecilia Mwanga from Demokrasia Makini, ran for presidency. During that time, 6 women were nominated as running mates, including Samia Suluhu Hassan from CCM, Hamida Huweishi from CUF, Tabu Musa Juma from Demokrasia Makini, Zaina Juma Hamis from Democratic Party, Satya Musa Bebwa from Sauti ya Umma, and Mashavu Alawi Haji from Union for Multi-Party Democracy. Now, as Tanzania prepares for the 2025 general election, a fresh chapter is unfolding. Already, 3 women have picked nomination forms to run for presidency, including Samia Suluhu Hassan from CCM, Saumu Rashid from UDP, and Mwajuma Mirambo from UMD. The number of female running mates has also risen, doubling from 6 in 2020 to 10 in 2025. Among those seeking INEC's approval include Devota Minja from Chauma, Dr. Evelyn Munisi from NCCR Mageuzi, Fatma Fereji from ACT Wazalendo, Chumu Abdallah from AAFP, Aziza Haji Suleiman from Demokrasia Makini, Chausiku Hatibu Muhammad from NLD, Mashavu Haji from UMD, Amana Selemani Mzee from TLP, Satya Bebwa from SAU, and Husna Muhammad Abdallah from CUF. History also honors women who made bold attempts at the presidency positions in the past, including the late Anna Senkoro of PPT Maendeleo in 2005 and the late Anna Mgwira of ACT Wazalendo in 2015. These milestones echo the commitments made at the Beijing Conference of 1995, where the world pledged to advance gender equality. 30 years later, Tanzania's record shows a journey of hope, resilience, and determination for women not to be left behind in political leadership. Caroline Meleo, TBC News.
In our continued segment of Beyond the Ballot, today we take a closer look at the journey of the Sauti ya Umma, popularly referred to as SAU, one among 18 political parties lined up to participate in this year's October general elections. Robert Stephen reports.
On February 17, 2005, Tanzania's political landscape took a new shape with the formation of a political party known as Sauti ya Umma, popularly referred as to SAU, S-A-U. SAU was founded by the late Paul Kyara, who was strongly committed to advancing major reforms in the sectors of agriculture, fishing, livestock, and education. Like other political parties, SAU joined the race for power by participating in the 2005 general election, where its founder, the late Paul Kyara, contested the presidential of the United Republic of Tanzania. He secured a total of 16,414 votes, equivalent to 0.14% of the total vote, while Mariam Omari ran for the presidential of Zanzibar, gaining 335 voters, which is 0.07% of the total votes. Following those results, SAU re-strategized and returned to the presidential race in the 2020 general election, fielding Mutamwega Bat Mugahanywa as a presidential candidate. He received a total of 14,922 votes. SAU chairperson Betha Nkango Mpata says that despite the party's low public visibility, it remains active and determined. She emphasized that SAU will fully participate in the upcoming general election in October 2025 with a robust strategy aimed at achieving a historical victory. On April 28, 2025, SAU officially nominated the party's Secretary General, Majaliwa Paul Kyara, as its presidential candidate for the United Republic of Tanzania, while Ali Mwalimu Abdallah will contest the Zanzibar presidential. Kyara is expected to be the torchbearer of the party vision, which is rooted in the belief that a prosperous society is built of the foundation of peace and love. Robert Stephen, TBC News.
Shareholders of Vodacom Tanzania have approved a dividend of 20.2 shillings per share after the company made a profit after tax of 90.5 billion shillings. Presenting the report of the company's annual general meeting for the year ended March 2025, the chairman of the company's board, David Tarimo, says that the dividend was contributed to by the increase in revenue from data services and mobile transactions revenue, which increased by 29.3%, while the value of transactions increased by 33.8% year-on-year.
Financially, service revenue rose by 20.5% to 1.5 trillion shillings, propelled by strong M-Pesa and mobile data performance. Cost-saving initiatives delivered 59 billion shillings. Net profit after tax grew by 69.4% to 90.5 billion shillings. On the back of this strong performance, shareholders have approved a dividend of 20 shillings 20 cents per share, representing a 69.3% increase from last year.
Insists that the company's plan is to continue investing in the network to align with the goals of the 2050 vision of making Tanzania's economy digital, while the Vodacom Managing Director Philip Basimire adds that this year's performance will impact the share performance at the Dar es Salaam Stock Exchange.
Looking ahead, we remain committed to playing an instrumental role in the realization of the Government of Tanzania's Vision 2050. We believe that digital and financial inclusion are key pillars of national progress, and we will continue investing in technology and partnerships that empower individuals, businesses, and institutions.
We have since had a recovery in share price, and it went all the way up to over 600, in fact, at one point higher than 650. I think this recovery is one, a reflection of the confidence that shareholders and the market has in the direction that the business is taking. But as you can see, it's trading actually upwards towards what the previous price point had been at 770. And we believe that some of the actions we are taking, including, for example, today announcing a dividend for shareholders, is going to increase the confidence in the market.
And in sports, Taifa Stars head coach Hemed Suleiman says he remains fearless to play against Morocco in CAF African Nation Championship CHAN quarter-final match at the Benjamin Mkapa Stadium, as his team is technically ready to crush out the tough opponent in tomorrow's encounter. Head coach Suleiman adds that his team spirit is high for the do-or-die match and will fight until the final whistle, hoping that players will deliver what they have been doing in other 4 group stage matches.
They score goals and whatever. I think even us, we have solid defenses. We create only 1 goal. So we have sharpness strike as well. 5 goals is not easy to score 5 goals as well. For me, I think we're going to compete. I don't want to talk much about that one. That's why I said before, this is another game. This is another 90 minutes. Everything is different. So let's to see tomorrow after 90 minutes. Who's gonna score? Who's gonna defend as the
Taifa Stars welcomes the 2 times CHAN champions, the Atlas Lions Morocco, for the first time in a quarter-finals decisive match to be played at the Benjamin Mkapa Stadium tomorrow. And that's all we have for tonight. Don't miss our next bulletin in Kiswahili at 11 p.m. On behalf of the whole team, I'm Kanki Mwaigomole. Good night.